Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, he hails from Essex, England, and weighs in tonight at 210 pounds, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very exciting contest for you here tonight. An old feud on the snooker table is going to be settled inside that squared circle in the professional wrestling ring. The Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan, perhaps one of the greatest snooker players of all time, ready to do battle here against an old rival. And of course, whoever wins this match will represent the sport of snooker in that big multi-sport tournament that will be coming up in 2026. Representatives from many, many different sports will be competing in that to find out who's the best. But here comes Mr. O'Sullivan's opponent now.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, hailing from London, England, and weighing in tonight at 215 pounds, Peter Ebdon.
Well, Peter Ebdon being given the theme song of the funeral march, and I think that's very, very unfair to this man. I've been to many, many funerals over the years, and I'm yet to encounter one that moves as slowly as Peter Ebdon does around the snooker table, but nonetheless, set to square off with an old rival here, and a lot on the line. The winner of this match will get the chance to represent the sport of snooker in that huge tournament. And as you see Ebdon now, he won't rush into things, will Ebdon? Very deliberate, very calculated. And look at that, he doesn't even want to get in the ring too quickly in case he approaches it from the wrong angle. Ebdon's not going to make any silly mistakes here. He's only going to make his move when he knows the time is right and he's worked out every eventuality. Nonetheless, the battle will commence in just a few short moments. And look at Peter Ebdon. He's smart, he's not going to turn his back on O'Sullivan. Former world champion himself. And Peter Ebdon deciding to take no action to begin with. That's unsurprising. These two men set to do battle here. Look at O'Sullivan challenging Ebdon to make the first move. This man must have a lot of time in his hands. He may regret that decision, because Peter Ebdon not renowned for taking action quickly. He's going to sum every eventuality up, approach this from every angle. We could be waiting a very long time, ladies and gentlemen. It's Peter Ebdon. What's he doing now? Well, he's going to the turnbuckle pads and he's making sure that the ring has been constructed properly. Doesn't want to make any bad decisions, bad moves. There's something wrong with the construction of the ring. He makes his first move against O'Sullivan. Could cost him the match. Very smart move here by Ebdon. And now he's checked them. Maybe it's time for Ebdon to finally make his move, and O'Sullivan challenging him to. And here we go, Ebdon going off the ropes. Coming off from the other side. Or maybe Ebdon testing the structural integrity of the ropes here. And they seem to have withstood him running against them. Now Ebdon on the outside. O'Sullivan visibly getting more and more frustrated here. And that's just playing into Ebdon's hands. Now making sure the ring steps are pretty solid and secure. Well, those ones seem to be to his liking. To make sure he doesn't get himself counted here though, does Ebdon. Getting back in the ring. And maybe now we're going to start. The two men square off, facing off here. O'Sullivan challenging him, saying, Ebdon, for God's sake, just do something, man. But no, Ebdon going to the outside again. Well, this time checking the structural integrity of the other ring steps. And he's picked them up again. Ebdon doesn't want to make the first mistake. But for God's sake, man, do something. And now Ebdon maybe going for something big here on the top rope. But no, jumping straight off. Maybe checking their ability to hold a person's weight. He may use them later. I find it very surprising if Peter Ebdon was to execute a top rope move. Don't know how he's going to wrestle, but if his conduct around the snooker table is anything to go by, I don't think this is going to be an exciting, high-risk match. And maybe now Ebdon finally going up to O'Sullivan. He's done his pre-match checks. O'Sullivan getting visibly frustrated. And finally a collar and elbow tie-up here by Ebdon. And Ebdon breaking it off and going to the outside. Come on. Well, the fans here really not enjoying the conduct of Peter Ebdon. O'Sullivan certainly not amused. Ebdon needs to get in the ring and do something here. Just the wrong decision's better than no decision. And look at O'Sullivan. He's finally had enough of Ebdon's antics. He's finally had enough of waiting around. And now taking the fight to Peter Ebdon is O'Sullivan. Irish whip sends him for the ride off the rocks. Beautiful hip toss there by the 7-time World Snooker Champion. And now O'Sullivan sends him into the corner. And Ebdon removing all of those protective turnbuckle pads. That backfired on him. Steel right in the spine. And now look at O'Sullivan perched on the top rope. Ebdon gets to his feet and gets nailed right across the head with a double axe handle. Ebdon in a world of trouble now. O'Sullivan on the top rope once again. Gets nailed in the sternum with a thunderous missile dropkick. The Rocket. He's ready to launch now. As now O'Sullivan sending Ebdon for the ride off the ropes. Once again, nice belly-to-belly suplex by the Rocket. Ebdon taking far too long and that plan backfired. Now O'Sullivan sending Ebdon into the corner, perching him on the top rope. What is he going to go for here? Beautiful DDT. O'Sullivan on a roll, what a thunderous move. Hooks the leg, the shoulders down. And Peter Ebdon has been defeated here. Ronnie O'Sullivan, your winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
And Peter Ebdon couldn't make a decision. In the end, he paid for it. Ronnie O'Sullivan will be representing the sport of snooker in that tournament. If you want some great created wrestlers in your game, but without going through the lengthy process of creating them yourself, well, I can help you out with that. If you play on PS2 or PS2 emulator, I can create just for you a custom save data file and preload it with up to 30 created wrestlers that you have chosen. If you're interested, send me an email at pastgengamingemail@gmail.com. My email is linked on the main channel page, and I can also do this for the PSP, but on PSP I can only do save files for the European version of the game.